Yes, it has been through for you for this throughout this journey, and I'll be just asking some questions or whatever you want to add, and so that maybe you can share, so that this experience can be shared with other prospective students, and they can learn from your experience, right? So
Right.
whatever is the honest answer or feedback, whatever you feel free to share. If you're not comfortable answering some personal questions, you can always say that maybe I want to skip that, right? So with your permission, I'm recording this discussion. Okay.
Yes.
So first thing, I would like you to introduce yourself, maybe your qualification, your background, and maybe about your personal family members. So, and then I will take this discussion further. So please go ahead.
Okay. My name is Preeti Verma, and basically I am from management background. I did my graduation from BBA in that I completed in 2020, yes. And then I started my job in as a customer executive. So basically, I have a family of four, and my father. I can say he's unemployed, and my mother is a housewife. Me and my brother do some part-time job so that we can manage our expenses. And I used to do job in 2020, and then I get to know about Kundan sir, and I started the training just because I was going through some circumstances and I need to come out from that. And so that I started the training, and I keep on learning. I never think I will make a career in IT because I was completely from management, and I was a person who always afraid of laptop, you can say. But the thing is I started learning and kept on learning, and I don't know when I completed the training, I started my job, and now the time is I love the job I am doing. Like I never think job is something. I always think job is something theek hai, you are like a servant where you go and you have to follow your boss. But the thing is I literally love my job. I used to do my job from like 7 to 9. Actually, the job time is 9 to 5, but I used to do my job 7 to 9. And after that, I came home and again I started coding. The thing goes like that. And thank you so much, Kundan sir. Just because of you, I was here, and now and I can't say where I am right now. I literally love the thing which I'm going through. And now literally my family is happy because my father proudly say now my daughter is a software developer. The thing which I love most about this time right now. Thank you so much, sir.
When did you start this journey with me? And when the training got completed?
In July 2020, I came to know about that. And I remember from 1st or 2nd of July, we started the training. And we completed this training in 2021 July. It's been completely 1 year. I took, just because of my some personal things, I kept the training too long. But yes, it took me completely 1 year in completing training. And after training completed, within 12 days, I remember I got the job. Like I did my certification in July. After that, I took time in learning Spring Boot, Hibernate, and Docker, GitHub, and number of technical things I have learned in next 6 months. And after that, within 12, yes, exactly within 12 days, I got the job.
So you mentioned about some certification. Which certification you wrote?
Oracle certification, Oracle Associate certification.
So you have written basically OCA, Java certification.
Yes, sir.
And you mentioned that you are from BBA background. So did you ever work into IT before this?
Never ever. I use my laptop for MS Paint and MS PowerPoint. That's it.
What kind of support you got family, or what kind of infrastructure you are having? I remember you mentioned something about, did you have a dedicated broadband connection at your home, or how you used to watch my videos?
Initially, there was no broadband connection. There was just a room, and we have a family of four, and we stay in that room only. So I have a corner in my room where I used to sit and study so long. And one thing I remember, because I do my job that time as well. So I used to wake up at 3. I go to roof at 3, and 3 to 7 I used to study in night. And I use my phone's torch so that I can make the notes. I follow this routine for next 3 months. Then the thing was like, I used to manage them because I left my job and then completely I started studying.
So you used to get up at 3 a.m. and you used to go and study on the roof.
Yes, sir.
Okay, maybe I never heard this
Because I never told you this.
during the training, so I'm hearing for the first time. So that's a really, I would say, amazing. I would say I'm impressed by your, I would say, dedication. So
Because once you said if you have to manage your time, you have to wake up at 3. So I used to wake up at 3, and just because I have only one room, I can't turn the light on. So I need to go to the roof for study.
so how you used to watch the video on the roof? Were you using
Uh,
did you have any
Laptop,
internet?
sir.
Did you have any?
Laptop and through my mobile through hotspot.
Okay, so you're using mobile hotspot, and I remember many a times you used to say that I mean, I have exhausted all the data for the day, so I will not
Yes,
be able
sir.
to send updates or screenshots today. So I'll be sharing it on the next day.
Next day. Yes, sir.
Once I would say when you were doing the training, I remember that there was a time when your laptop was, I think, not working. So, and maybe would you like to share that incident, or how did you manage to resolve it, or what kind of support your family provided?
I remember 10 days. I told my father my laptop is not working. I need a laptop. And he said, take to manage. How can I manage? I have to do coding. I have to study. I remember I stopped taking food, and within a week, my father got me a new second-hand laptop, and then I started studying from that second-hand laptop. And still now I'm using that only. Now that also stopped working, so I'm using my company's laptop for study.
Okay, and when you were doing this training, would you like to share some of the other challenges that you faced, especially during the COVID period?
Obviously, my family situations. My father was suffering from COVID, and that time only we as we stay in Noida, and my father was in village that time. So at we my brother came at home and he said we have to go to village. I was like, how? We suddenly make a plan. We go to village. There was no broadband. There was no Wi-Fi. And there were even my phone's data was also not working. For 15 days I stayed there. They were like, if I share the photos of my village and the home where I used to stay, you will be like, how you manage? Because there's no washroom facility, no fan, no electricity. But the thing is, I have a room, there's a shop of ours where there's a light. So I used to go there, and there was a corner for my father make a place for me so that I can study. So I used to go there before 5. There's a restriction, you can't go for long, you can't stay there, and so no one knows where I am. I used to go in a morning. I used to come lock the door, study there. Again came back in evening, and I literally my studies were faced my studies was so typical that time. But I literally I rarely send you update 2 to 3 days or 4 days. I get a message from you and you're like pretty no updates, and I was like, shit. Again, I didn't study. Okay, then I send you updates. Sir, I did this, and again data loss. Again, I was like, yeah, kya hi karu main? How can I manage this? But yes, things goes, and I finished the training. I get the job. After I getting the job, my father was like, he didn't talk to me. You support me a lot, and you are like, Priti, you just be focused on your job and your things. Things will be fine. And yes, things will be fine. Things are fine. My father is like, now he's literally proud on me because I am me and my brother. He's in network marketing, and I was in management background. बहुत अच्छी खासी income नहीं थी. I used to make handmade gifts for my expenses. I used to give tuitions, 2 to 3 tuitions after college, and studies. I have managed a lot to finish the training. I never told you this. I have to manage tuitions. I have to go to college and blah blah blah. Because literally no one cares how you manage. The things which matters is how you finish that. No one cares the process. Actually, only the person who is going through, he knows the process, how he goes. Everyone sees the result, and everyone is like, oh yes, he can. Uski life achhi hogi, and he did this. So yes, but challenges were there. But now I'm like, ठीक है. Now the challenges were paid. Those challenges, seriously, sir.
I still remember there was a time when you mentioned that no one was willing to allow you to stay in that accommodation because of COVID, and then you were literally homeless for some time. So would
Yes,
you
sir.
like to share that incident?
I remember when I returned from my village, we were staying on a rent. We take a room, like that is a 1 BHK. Just we came back and the person, my neighbors came to know my father was suffering from COVID. They just locked the house and they were like, sorry, you can't come in. Just go for 14 days anywhere. We don't care. After 14 days, you guys can come back and we will let you enter in. We were like, at least you guys can told us yesterday so that we don't come here. And they were like, sorry, but we don't know. You can't come in. For next 3 days, we were like, where should we go? But the thing is, my brother take a room just that was near that house. So we go. There was almost 14 people in just 2 rooms. We managed anyway so that we can stay for 3 days. After 3 days, my brother take a 3 BHK where I am living here. So I remember 3 days were like, कैसे ही हम यहाँ, because I completely affected my studies. I don't have time to study because 14 people's my mother cooked for everyone, and just because there was 10 boys in the room, my father is like, don't go that way, because they were friends of my brother, and my father don't like me. Like I used to talk to anyone of on the other gender. So manage anyhow 3 days. Then we will shift any other place. Okay.
Would you like to share what all technical stack that you covered as a part of this training?
Initially, I learned core Java. Then I started with Spring Boot, Hibernate, and microservices. I have learned about. Beside that, I have learned about GitHub, Docker, and I have hands-on on all these stacks, all these technical stacks, and that helps me a lot in my job. Because when I started my job, the first day, my team leader came and he gave me a task to do a CRUD operation. I have finished that within an hour, I guess. Within an hour, I have completed, and I am like, sir, I have done this. He's like, how? बहुत जल्दी नहीं हो क्या? मैंने कहा, sir, I know about this. So he's like, okay, go and learn about GitHub. Sir, I already know about this. And there was 2 people sitting in that conference, and my team leader was like, look, this girl also know about this. Like मैं से क्या बोलूं पढ़ने के लिए? उसके बाद I remember then the project was going on, and he's like, go and learn about that. That was a complex project for me because I used to make a program of simple CRUD operation or simple 2 to 3 lines logic. That was a big task for me because there were so many things I have to work on. I used to work on MySQL. There I have to work on PG admin. Then I have to work on Gradle, as that was not much difficult. But yes, initially, if you don't know about the things, you have to study. So but the thing was, because my basics were so clear, I grabbed things very easily. Within 5 months, I remember I have worked on Apache POI. Recently I make a Google Drive login. OAuth login I have worked on. I make a complete authentication part with 2 login modules for web application, other for mobile app, other with forget password, OTP, and so many things I have done. Like seriously, I learned a lot within a 5 months. Just because I remember when I was doing Google Drive, I was stuck at a place. I take a help from my CEO. I said, sir, this is not going. He's like, Priti, just drop this. You can't do this. This is not your cup of tea. And that day was Saturday, I remember. I literally cried because I have given a lot much time, lot of efforts over there. And he said, this is not your cup of tea. I said, okay, sir. I didn't say anything. He said, just do some other task. He went. I was like, okay, take some deep breath. And I started learning. I didn't switch to any other work. At 7, he again came in the office. He was in conference, and that time I have to leave the office. I go and ask the sir, I'm going. Bye-bye. He said, Priti, just leave that. I said, sir, just give me one more day. If I was unable to do on Sunday, then I will leave this. He was like, okay, take your time. I came home. Sunday, I have finished that. I solved that work, and the complete function was working well.
So what was that assignment?
Assignment was I have to make a Google Drive integration where the people can directly upload photos from Google Drive.
To where?
We are making a web application. So there was a portion where the people upload photos from, they can upload photos from their media as well and from the Google Drive as well. So media is easy, you can directly upload the photos, but the drive is there. You have to make a login procedure, callback procedure, and there is access token. Without it, without that access token, you can't access that photos. Your photos must be public on Drive for accessing the. So there was a lot of things. Initially, I have to learn a lot. There are many procedures for Google Drive login. That is, you can access the Google Drive through Picker also. Google Picker API. Google already provided that. And for coding, for backend also, there are so many things. So I have go through everything.
So
But the thing,
with the integration with the S3 storage.
yes, yes.
Okay.
So that's I was stuck at while uploading the photos on S3 because there's a link actually for uploading the. I have to upload the photos directly from Google Drive to S3, which I was unable to do. So I took a help from my brother. He's also a software engineer. He gave me the link. I used this, and the problem is solved completely.
So basically, there was a lot of self-learning, and then you could
Yes, sir.
complete the given task, right? And first of all, it must be giving you a lot of sense of achievement, right? So it's something like learning never stops, right? So
yes, sir.
So within 5 months, I mean, after completing Java certification, all this tech stack, you did learn, I would say, cloud technologies as well. So which is really, I would say, amazing, awesome. So I would like to ask one thing. Like you did mention about when you gave the interview, right? You first of all, what is your designation right now, and where are you working right now? If you don't mind sharing the client name.
I'm a Java developer working in a Jabito Technologies Private Limited. That is a company in sector 135. It's a private, it's a startup running from last 6 years.
Okay, perfect. That's good. Thank you. So you're working as a Java developer. So someone who is from BBA background with no IT experience, right? Who used to do marketing job. I don't know. Maybe you were taking some tuition classes to support your business and working as a customer support executive. From there to you have, I would say, I call it as a reincarnation, right? So something like a completely non-IT background to today you're working as a Java developer with all some of the technology stack, which probably I'm also not aware of, or at least I have not worked on it. So that is something really awesome. So you did mention like about the hiring process, right? I remember you mentioned that there were 2 people who were interviewed and how long the interview was going. Would you like to share that incident? How difficult it was for you to basically clear the interview, and what do you think? How you are different from other resources or maybe your peers?
So truly speaking, that interview was like my cup of tea. I have given the interview of Bangalore, and I was working on a login module that time. I get a call at 3 p.m. and get a call from HR, and she said, actually, we are hiring, and the things were like, I'm scheduling an interview at 5. I said, okay. And that time I was making a login module, and I was like, okay, let's give this interview and just get some experience. The complete mindset was like this, only. I didn't think I will crack this because before that I have given 3 interviews, one for iOS developer, like where I know nothing. The second was for Java for front end, where I have exactly no information about how things works on. And the third was like, that was for Java, but the thing was when I given the interview, my network connection was not good, and they have rescheduled the interview. They have given the task, and I was working on that task that time. So I was like, okay, just give this interview. At 5, I joined the interview, and questions were like completely from core Java, and I was so happy because the questions were like how object class, what is a parent class, what is polymorphism, what is abstractions, completely OPS principle, and some basics of core Java, string buffer, string builder. What is the difference between a string buffer and string builder? I didn't remember the complete questions, but the thing was like I've given almost every answer of their question. There was a question the person asked me, and I was like, I've given the answer, and he's like, no, this is not like this. I didn't remember the question that this time, but he said this is not like this. I was completely in confidence. I said, no, this is exactly like. And he was like, okay, let me check this. I said, okay. And the second person was actually the CEO of that company. After joining the office, I came to know the second person was the CEO of that company. He came in second round. He told me, yesterday I came and asked the question to you because I was listening the interview and the interview was going so long. I said, okay, sir. So I cleared the first round. After just completing the interview, I got the call from HR and she said you are selected. So she called me for second round. So she asked me, you can come to office or you can join. You can give the second round through Google Meet. I said I will like to come to office. She said, okay, that's well. The second round was gone for almost 1 hour. The CEO was taking my interview. Yeah, he has gone through the skills and he was like, yes, you have actually the knowledge. And the last thing he said, I'm impressed by your communication. And then I joined. He gave me the offer for 6 months for internship, and then we have a 1.5 year bond. I said, okay, just because you said pretty just you need a break into IT. I said, okay, if he asked me to work for free, I was also ready for that because I have to learn the skills. Actually, that time my mindset was completely like that only. I was like, okay, I don't have any issue. I said, then the HR asked when you can join. I can join from tomorrow as well. She was so happy. A very good candidate. I was like, okay, I can join from tomorrow. Next day, I joined the company and I started working. Last month incident, the question was like, my team lead asked the question, does interface implement multiple interfaces? Sorry, extend multiple interfaces? And no one knows that. They think if the thing like a class can extend a class and interface can extend multiple interfaces, they don't know the difference between these. I said, okay. Team lead was checking either I am confident about this or not. I said, yes, sir, I'm confident and interface can extend multiple interfaces. And there was two persons sitting beside me and sir said, look, the confidence she has. She's confident about this. I was just checking the confidence she had. And the two persons sitting beside me, and they say they're also a Java developer and they don't know this. Even they don't know the methods of object class. That was something unexpected. Like, you guys have experience of Java? I am nil. I don't have any experience, but still, if you don't know about the methods of object class, and some person I have listened, they have 2 to 3 years of experience. They gave the interview and they don't know the object class is a parent class. So like, whenever I compare the knowledge between those guys and mine, I was like, yeah, I know better than them because they have experience, they have technical skills, and they are working into IT, and they don't know object class is a parent class. And what are the methods of object class? Like, I was like, I know much more than that. So, sir, that builds a confidence, that boosts my confidence a lot.
How much how much experience your peers have? And you said that your lead asked the interface can extend multiple, and how much experience do they have?
I can say they don't have any experience, but they are from IT. They know core Java. So they must know an interface can extend multiple interfaces.
Okay, so they have.
And the person who asked me, he has experience of 4 years. My team lead has experience of 4 years. He asked me this question, and I think he also don't know about this because he was actually going through an documentation, and he came to know about that. And then he asked me. Actually, he asked some other guy, and I was sitting over there. I was working on a project, and then he said, "Priti, do you know about this?" And I was like, yes, sir, I know about this. And yes, an interface can extend multiple interfaces. There is no issue. He was like, are you sure? I'm 100% sure. And all the person looking at me, and like, that was not an argument actually. But the thing is, they were like, she knows and we don't know. The person, he accepts. Sorry, sir, I don't know about this. Even he is, sir, I'm telling about Shivam. Now he left the company. Okay. He don't know about this. He's from Core Java.
Okay, so he had some formal education, I would say, into IT.
Yes, sir.
So you mentioned about that when you joined the company, you realized that basically the interview was being carried out for this position for, I would say, for some time. So how much would you like to share that incident? You mentioned that interview was being carried out for the same position for which you were hired for a few months, and they were not able to select anyone, isn't it?
Still, only 3 people are selected for Java developer. Now there are only 2 people are from Java developer, and interviews are still going from last 5 months, and still no people are got selected. Last Thursday, one girl selected for Core Java. She also doesn't have information about the Spring and Spring Boot. I need to teach her. Like the CEO came and he said, Preeti, you need to teach her about Spring and Spring Boot because you know about this. So she's your peer. You have to teach her. I said, okay, sir, I will teach her. So from last 5, it's been 6 months. It's going to be 6 months, and only one more person hired for Java developers.
So why do you think that people are not getting selected and you got selected?
Because they don't have information. They don't know the basics, sir. They have experience. They are working in the office, but they don't know the basics. As I said, they don't know about the object class. Like, Object class is the most basic of core Java. If you don't know about the object class, how you're using, how you're programming the things. I have seen many people, they don't know the core Java. They don't know the basics. And just because of this, they are not getting selected.
Okay, let me ask you, when you completed this training and when you started appearing for interview, were you nervous?
Yes, obviously I was nervous. The first interview I have given for iOS developer, and I don't know I know nothing about that, how that works. I have given the interview. I know I was not going to select, but yes, I've written the questions, what the things were asking about. And second interview I have given for core Java, but the person asked me about JavaScript. I don't know about that. Again, I got rejected. The third interview, I didn't remember. Third for Java, but that was for advanced. The person asked about thread and some. I didn't remember the concept because she asked me and I was like, sorry, I don't know about this. Again, I got rejected. Fourth was I got the question for write a program which prints a palindrome. I don't know about the palindrome that time, and I was like, seriously, matlab, again I got rejected. But yes, I've written the question. I did the hands-on. Yes, and now if some person asks me write a palindrome, now I can write the things easily. So, and the fifth interview was like I just joined and my network goes. That was completely buffer. But yes, the communication which I have with the manager, he was impressed. He was like, "ठीक है, I am giving you some questions on your, I'm sharing some questions on your Gmail. Just do this, and we will get back to you again." Even I complete that, sir. After joining the office, after joining the Gravito, second day I got the call from that HR, from that Bangalore person. And he was like, and I said, sorry, I got the job. The person literally, at least you should inform me. I was like, sorry, sir, I didn't inform you. I didn't get the time. But he said, you should inform me. Again, like, वो थोड़ा सा गुस्से में था person. But
How many
I said,
rejections?
sorry, 5.
5 rejections.
It is exactly 5 rejections, sir.
So did you ever think that maybe, or maybe whenever you are doing the training, I would like to ask you, when you are doing the training, most of the times students, they feel that, oh my God, there is so much of technology to, there's so much of concepts to learn. Were you actually nervous anytime during the training, or maybe did you ever get any thoughts that maybe I'm from BBA background, I'm venturing on a journey which I don't know where it will take me, whether it'll get me a career into IT also or not, or will I be successful or not? Was there any kind of uncertainty or insecurity running through your mind anytime during the training, or were you ever frustrated or depressed?
Yes, I remember in last of my training, I got frustrated because my father was like, "You're doing nothing." And I was completely depressed because of my family circumstances. Initially, because I never thought to make a career into IT when I started the training. I was like, okay, just learn some new skills. My completely motive was that time, that only that time. But when I did my certification, I started learning some other stack, some technical stack about like Spring and Spring Boot completely. That time I just got frustrated just because of family circumstances. And my father was like, "You're doing nothing. Do you get the job, or when you will get the job, when you started earning?" So that time I got frustrated because I was like, it's been too long, and either I am lacking because I'm unable to finish the training. Will I get the job or not? And how will I manage? Because I don't have any experience. As you can show in your CV, you have experience from your company. But I was still in doubt because I can write. I have experience of 1 year. But what will I speak? Because I don't have any experience actually. How will I lie? Because I have experience. And if the person asks me what you have done from in last 1 year, what you have learned, yes, I have learned this thing. I know the basics, but what about hands-on? I don't know about this. So yes, I was so like I was in doubt. I was doubting myself, like, will I able to do this or not? Because in one interview, I said I have a 1 year experience in Universal IT Geeks. He said, "What you have done in 1 year?" I said, "I worked." And which functionalities you have worked on? I said, "I worked on Spring Security." I said, "I have worked on Spring Security." He said, "Okay, what you have done in Spring Security?" I did the basic of Spring Security because if you inject the dependency of Spring Security, you if you there is a token generated and you need that token to access to go further. So I was like, yes, I injected the dependency of Spring Security dependency. And I think that time my mindset was, but this is the Spring Security and there is nothing more. I said, he was like, which login module you have make? And he started questioning and I know nothing. I got rejected. Then I came to know Spring Security is not this much. That was just basics. That was basic auth. There's so many things you have to. There is a JWT authentication. That there is a OAuth authentication. OAuth 2.0 recent. Then I got to know, yaar, nahi. Before speaking, you have to be confident that what you're speaking. If the person asks you how you manage, so you have skills. You at least I must know what I should speak and how things I have worked on. So there I got experience. Before thinking, you shouldn't speak like you have worked on this and this.
So every interview will definitely going to teach you something new, and there is a learning from it. And yes, basically, but you mentioned that because you went through training, you have undergone training through my company. So you basically showed that you're working as an intern, and for 1 year, which is I would say quite reasonable considering the amount of technical stack that you have covered as a part of this training, right?
Yes, sir.
So, but yes, I mean, no one is perfect. It's not possible to be on top of all the technical stack. I would say,
Right,
as
sir.
when you give the interview, you learn from your mistakes, how the interviewer is expecting the answer. You may be able to deliver it, but you have to be smart enough how to articulate your words or the choice of words and how you answer a particular question. So you should not be beating around the bush.
Right, sir.
Perfect. So now next thing is I would like to ask what you don't like about my training.
This is something which I need to think about this, because there is nothing which I don't like about that training. Yeah, seriously, there's nothing.
Did you ever think that maybe sometimes, mostly some students, especially the new students, they get the feeling that they are watching the recorded videos, right? So was it discouragement for you that you were not taking live classes, or did I take any live class for you during the training? Was there any single live class during the entire training?
Truly speaking, sir, I didn't think about that. Yes, initially, because the video was so lengthy for 3 hours, 4 hours, like collections videos. I need to sit for long to watch that, and I need to watch a single video for at least 3 times so that I can grab the concept so well. So yes, that was too long, but yes, that was worthy enough, because whenever I watch the video again and again, I get some new concepts. As I watched that video before, but second day when I watched, I got a new line, I got a new concept. Oh, पहले मैंने क्या ही देखा था जो मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. So yes, if that was a live video, so what I think in just one live video, I was unable to grab that much concept which I had grabbed in recorded videos, because I can watch the video whenever I want. So live videos was like you schedule the class. Now I have to attend this. Doesn't matter what my mood is, what the things are going on my mind. I need to grab the concept. But the thing is, I can watch the recorded videos with my fresh mind at any time. So that was a good point for me. So that was best for me. I don't feel like I should attend a live class.
How many live classes I took for you during the training?
Not a single live class, I don't know.
Not a single live class. And how many times we spoke over the Zoom during the training?
4 to 5. 4 to 5, yes, 4 to 5 meetings we have on Zoom.
Did I teach any technical concept?
On Zoom meeting? No, sir.
Okay. So before you started training, did I have a Zoom session with you?
Yes, for one introduction session, and within the training we have a Zoom, but that was not regarded actually technical skills. Yes, whenever I have a doubt, we had a Zoom call. Yes, once I had a doubt, I asked for your time. We had a call, and when I finished the training, we had a call. And I guess last time when I stuck, I asked for your time, and that time yes, when I thought to resign, then I just ping you for I need your time.
Okay.
So overall, we had a 5 to 6 completely, not more than that.
The reason why I'm being particular about this, mostly students ask that, okay, do you take live class? So is not taking a live class, is it a detriment? I mean, is it something like that discourage them to start the training? So some students, they don't even start the training. So for me, the fact that a girl who is BBA, not even from IT background, is just watching the recorded videos and able to complete the training and able to start her IT career as a Java developer, that is something extraordinary. So well done. for that.
Thank you so much, sir.
So, did your father ever think that maybe is it what Preeti is doing is she is doing some talking to someone, she is watching some videos on the call, she keeps watching someone on over the videos. Is she going in the right direction, or will she ever get a job, or what is she doing? Was he confused ever about the training, or did he ever have any that kind of experience? Because you said that your
Yes.
father he is a farmer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he is a farmer, and before 5 years, he was a biogas supervisor. But just because of some issues, he left the job, and from I think it's been 7 years, he was unemployed because of some family issues. He left that. We came to Noida, and he was unemployed. He started doing the job of guard just because of me, because I said, Papa, we need to do something because we have to survive here. We have nothing. We have just a broken cup for to drink water. I remember we have nothing to sleep. We used to sleep in just a naked floor. We have nothing. I started teaching. I started taking tuitions. My mother started stitching clothes. So we all managed to do something so that we can survive in Noida. Because Noida is not here like you can manage in 5,000. You have to earn for surviving here. So I remember then again the things were going worse, and my father left the job. So I used to make handmade gifts so that I can earn money. I take tuitions. But the best part was my father earned a lot while he was doing the job. He has money. He did some savings so that we don't like. Yes, things were like us. My father was like, I don't have money, so I don't know how to do this. I'm not going to pay the rent. I'm not going to take the vegetables. You guys are like, you guys want I should die. He used to say this every time whenever we ask money for Papa. So I stopped asking money throughout my college. I didn't ask money. Papa just gave me some money even for my traveling expenses. I managed everything by my own. So yeah, and when I started taking tuitions from you, started training, my father was like, I don't know how rubbish my son and daughter is. They don't know what to do. They are going to, naak pitwa ke rakh denge, sab. And we used to hear this. And my father was like, she's going to do something good. Literally, he said to my mom, प्रीति कुछ अच्छा कर रही है, बस इसकी जॉब लग जाए अच्छे से. मम्मा ने आके बताया मुझे. And I was like, finally, at least he believes now कि I'm going to do something good. So yes, things were like worse, and I think in every family the children have to face this because we need to. सबसे difficult यही होता है कि we have to convince our family for this, for our parents for this. Yes, we are going to do something good. And my father was like, ठीक है 10-15 हज़ार की job मिल तो रही है. Why you left the job? You can do this. And I was like, no, I have to do something good. I can't survive for long with this 15,000 or with this 20,000. So I left the job to continue this training. I remember.
So, what would you like to give any suggestions or tips, especially for those people, those who are not from IT background, or any advice that you would like to give them, or anything in general that you would like to share?
Have patience because this is the most important thing while this training. Have patience and just believe yourself. You can do this because the things you are learning this time, that is something that a number of people don't know. Even they have a 10 year of experience, they don't know about Java. So just learn the basics very well because this is something which you are going to proud on you. Yes, I have learned which no one knows. Very few people knows, at least you can say. So focus on the basics so well and learn and just have patience. Do meditation whenever you feel like, no, this is not going to work. Just keep calm. Everything is going to be good and last. That's the thing I want to say.
Thank you, Preeti. So I would say this was amazing experience, right? I mean, the reason why I asked this question is because I have students in many countries, but mostly some students, they ask that, will I ever get a job in India? Like you're based in India. So mostly students, those who are not from IT background, they say that we are not from IT background. And maybe we are trying to start a career at a very late age. You're quite young. So, but they still don't believe that having the knowledge, I would say above par as compared to the existing resources or candidates available in the market, can actually get them into the ladder of IT. So they don't believe it. So I would say your example will definitely make others believe that yes, it is doable. It does not matter. Your background does not matter. What matters is your circumstances, you will have lots of difficulties. I would say you might have your own challenges, but ultimately what gets you going is your patience, your determination, how much fire you have in the belly, right? If you don't have fire in the
Right,
belly,
sir.
then trust me, you will never be able to succeed, right? So
Right, sir.
you still have a long way to go, but I'm pretty much happy. By the way, how old are you?
I'm 22.
You are 22. You're quite young, so you still have a I would say, very bright future. You still have a long way to go. So I would say, let's continue this journey. I will continue to be your mentor, and I want you in this country, UK. Right. So
I will be there soon, sir.
Yeah. So just keep working hard. Don't lose the focus. There will be challenges. Learning never stops. Right. So thank you for the time. So I think we can conclude here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.